It is cruelly ironic how the past always finds its way back, even when you bury it deep. And yet, nothing prepared me for the moment I pushed open that sleek glass door in downtown Manhattan, only to find the man who once made my high school years a living hell sitting behind the polished mahogany desk smiling like he owned the world. The first thing I felt wasn't anger. It was disbelief. Disbelief that life had such a twisted sense of humor. Here he was, Daniel Hayes, the golden boy, the basketball star, the arrogant bastard who shoved me into lockers and whispered slurs when teachers weren't looking, now dressed in a tailored navy suit, leaning back with the kind of elegance that made my chest tighten for reasons I didn't want to admit. I had walked into this law firm ready to fight for my future, my career, my dignity. What I hadn't expected was to fight my past. He looked up from the file he was reading, his eyes catching mine like a hook that dragged me unwillingly into memories I'd spent years trying to forget. His smile faltered. For just a second, his confidence cracked, and I saw something that looked suspiciously like regret. "Ethan." His voice was lower now, more careful than I remembered. "I didn't think I'd ever see you again." My name on his lips sounded different than it used to. Back then it was venom, a weapon sharpened with laughter from his friends. Now it was almost soft. I clenched my jaw, reminding myself of the plan. This was supposed to be my moment. After everything he put me through, I was the one holding power now. I had worked my ass off through law school, scraped and bled for every grade, every scholarship, every internship, and fate had delivered me right here to his office. To him. Maybe the universe wanted me to win, or maybe it just wanted to watch me squirm. "I didn't think you'd be capable of reading a file." I shot back, letting the venom slide off my tongue the way his once did. The words hit him, but instead of striking back, he just lowered his gaze. Years ago, Daniel Hayes would have laughed, clapped his friends on the shoulder, and made sure I never forgot my place. But today he only nodded, as if he deserved the sting. The silence between us grew thick, heavy with everything unsaid. I told myself I hated him. I told myself that this was justice, that watching him flinch at my words was the beginning of my revenge. And yet, as I studied his face, older now, sharper, but tired in a way that made him seem human, I felt something else stirring, something far more dangerous than hate. Regret is a strange thing. It digs into you quietly, like roots splitting through concrete. And as much as I wanted to deny it, part of me wondered if his regret was real. But no, I couldn't allow myself to soften. Not yet. I leaned forward across the desk, my voice steady. "Don't think for a second that we're going to pretend the past didn't happen. You don't get to erase it with a smile and a suit." His jaw tightened, and for the first time I saw the mask slip. "I don't want to erase it. He stopped, exhaled slowly. "I want a chance to make it right." The audacity of him nearly made me laugh. A chance? After years of bruises, humiliation, and nights I spent crying into a pillow, praying to be invisible? He wanted a chance. But here's the dangerous truth. Deep down, under all the scars, I wanted to know what it would look like if he really meant it. Because if Daniel Hayes could change, if the boy who once made me hate myself could stand here as a man asking for forgiveness, then maybe I could change too. And that possibility was both terrifying and intoxicating. The first week working with him was hell. Every day, I sat across from him in that office, our shoulders brushing when we bent over the same documents. His cologne was maddening clean, sharp, yet warm enough to crawl under my skin. Every time his hand accidentally touched mine while we shuffled papers, I felt my resolve fracture. I told myself it was just physical, just some cruel trick of the body. But then I'd catch him watching me when he thought I wasn't looking, his eyes full of a sadness that didn't match the Daniel I remembered. One late evening, when the rest of the office was empty and the city lights painted the windows, he broke the silence. "Do you remember that night after the championship game?" His voice was quiet, almost hesitant. "I did. God, I did. The night his team won state and he cornered me in the hallway, shoving me so hard against the wall that I couldn't breathe. His friends had cheered, laughing while he whispered cruel words into my ear. I didn't answer. I didn't trust myself to. I hated myself that night," he said softly. "More than I hated you. Because the truth is, Ethan, I never hated you at all. The room spun. For a second, I thought I'd misheard him. But the raw honesty in his eyes made my chest tighten. What the hell are you talking about? I whispered. He swallowed hard, his voice breaking just slightly. I was 17 and terrified. And I hurt you because it was easier than admitting the truth. That I wanted you. That I was in love with you even then. I froze, every part of me screaming to reject his words. To tell him it was too late, that nothing could fix what he broke. And yet, as the silence stretched, I realized the most terrifying part wasn't that he said it. It was that part of me wanted to believe him. I'll pause here because this is only the beginning. Revenge was supposed to be simple. I was supposed to win to watch him suffer the way I did. But love, real, raw, unexpected love has a way of rewriting every plan. The next few weeks felt like living inside a storm. I told myself I hated him. I told myself his confession was nothing but a convenient excuse, a way to wipe his conscience clean. But every time we shared late nights in the office, every time his laughter filled the empty space, something inside me betrayed me. It wasn't supposed to feel this way. Revenge was supposed to be cold, satisfying, final. Instead, it was messy and complicated, tangled with moments that left me restless and aching. One night, as rain hammered against the tall windows, I finally snapped. Why are you doing this? I demanded, slamming the file shut. Why pretend to care about me now after everything? You think one apology is enough to fix the years you destroyed? Daniel leaned back in his chair, his expression raw. I don't expect forgiveness, Ethan. I don't deserve it. But I need you to know the truth. I was a coward back then. I saw you how brilliant, how different you were, and I hated myself for wanting you. Hurting you was the only way I knew how to hide it. His words clawed at me. I wanted to scream at him, to tell him I didn't need his truth, didn't want it. But the problem was I did. I wanted every broken piece of it. I turned away, my voice low. Do you know how many nights I wished I could disappear? Do you know what it's like to walk through those halls knowing you'll be everyone's favorite joke by lunchtime? His voice cracked. I know. And I'll carry that with me for the rest of my life. Silence swallowed us. My chest ached, torn between fury and something dangerously close to forgiveness. I hated him. I wanted him. And the weight of both nearly crushed me. Then he whispered, Ethan, if I could go back and change everything, I would. But since I can't, I'm begging you. Let me at least show you who I am now. Not the boy you knew. The man I've become. I turned back, meeting his gaze. There was no arrogance there, no mask. Just a man stripped bare, vulnerable, waiting for my answer. And for the first time, I wondered if maybe this wasn't about revenge anymore. Maybe it never was. The first time he kissed me, it wasn't planned. We were buried in case files, exhaustion heavy on our shoulders, when our hands brushed across the desk. I looked up, ready to make a sarcastic remark, and instead found him staring at me like I was the only person left in the world. Something inside me broke free. His lips were hesitant at first, almost afraid. But when I didn't pull away, the kiss deepened, turning desperate, full of years we both pretended never existed. It was clumsy and painful and perfect all at once. When we pulled back, I should have stopped it. I should have reminded myself of the years of torment, of the nights I cried into silence. But instead, I whispered, You're impossible. And he smiled, the kind of smile I'd never seen from him before, soft, grateful, almost reverent. But love is never that simple. Just when I thought maybe, just maybe, we could carve something real out of this chaos, the past came crashing back. One of our colleagues, a smug attorney who thrived on gossip, found out about us. He didn't hesitate to spread it around the office, twisting the truth into something ugly. Suddenly, the whispers felt all too familiar. I was 17 again, walking down high school hallways lined with laughter and mockery. My chest caved. Couldn't breathe. I confronted Daniel that night, my voice sharp as glass. This is why it will never work. You and Mike's just another story for people to tear apart. I can't do this again. I won't. Pain flickered across his face, but he didn't argue. Instead, he stepped closer, his voice steady. Then let them talk. Let them laugh. I don't care what they say, Ethan. I care about you. His words hit me harder than any insult ever had. Because for the first time, I realized he wasn't hiding anymore. He wasn't 17, terrified of the truth. He was a man standing in front of me, choosing me despite the cost. And maybe, just maybe, I could choose him too. It wasn't immediate. Forgiveness never is. We stumbled, we fought, we doubted. There were nights I pushed him away, afraid of the ghosts between us. But Daniel stayed, patient, steadfast. He didn't run when it got hard. He didn't bury his fear under cruelty like he once did. He just loved me quietly, consistently, until little by little the walls I built began to crack. One evening, months later, I found myself standing with him on the rooftop of our building. The city stretched beneath us, lights shimmering like constellations. The wind tugged at his suit, and he looked at me with that same raw honesty I'd grown addicted to. I spent years wishing I could rewrite the past, he said softly. But maybe the point isn't to erase it. Maybe it's to build something better out of it. With you. I swallowed hard, my chest tight. You don't make things easy, you know? He smiled, brushing his fingers against mine. Good things rarely are. For the first time, I let myself believe him. I let myself believe in us. Looking back now, I realize revenge was never what I wanted. What I wanted was acknowledgement, healing, a chance to reclaim the boy I used to be, the one who thought he wasn't worth loving. Daniel gave me that chance not by erasing the past, but by proving that people can change, that love can grow in the most unlikely places. So yes, years later, I met my former bully in a law office. I walked in ready for war. I walked out with something else entirely. Something real. Something lasting. Something that, against all odds, felt like home. And maybe that's the cruelest, most beautiful irony of all. The boy who once broke me became the man who taught me how to heal. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.